Now, since it's coming up to party season and heels are going to constantly make a debut, I thought I'll give you a little rundown on how to confidently work those heels and make yourself feel $1,000,000. Now, I enjoy a good heel and I think it's a fabulous confidence booster as it instantly elevates your outfit and the way you feel about yourself. So stick around to hear some of my tips and tricks that will get you slaying your way to confidence. Hi guys, it's Antoinette the Confident Woman and welcome back to my channel. Now, if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like the content, then consider subscribing. Just hit that button below. Now, getting straight into the video, first things first. If you're new to the heel game, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I walk in heels without looking awkward? You know, quite a lot of people don't know how to properly walk in heels and they're just all over the place. I would suggest the heel to toe rule, and I think this makes it a lot more comfortable, which makes you feel a lot more confident whilst you're walking. So this is where you place your heel on the ground first before you actually press down with the rest of your feet. And I think this is the easiest method. It provides the most stability and it looks a lot more neater. If you choose to walk any other way, you will eventually cause damage to your spinal cord. So health-wise, this is the best method, heel to toe. And another question is, how do I sit in heels? Now, there are a number of ways that you can sit in heels, but by far one of the most popular methods, and for me the most favorite, is the Dutchess Slant. I think it's like so elegant and you are not putting pressure on either one of your feet, and this especially works well if you've got long legs. Just slant it to the side. Now, walking on grass can be problematic for a lot of people, and let's say you've got an outdoor event, for instance a wedding, and you're on the grass and you're like, how do I walk on this grass without getting my heel stuck into the mud or the grass? You need to do the opposite of the norm, and that's use your toes first. So it's almost like you're tippy toeing without putting pressure on your actual heel, but on your toes. The pressure on your toes will help you, especially if you've got stilettos, so you're not sinking into the grass. Now, wearing heels on stairs, you want to do the heel to toe method when you're going down the stairs, and if you're going up the stairs, you want to put your whole foot flat on the actual stairs as you're going up. This will provide extra security for you and help prevent you from slipping or tripping and all of that. And just for extra safety, if you're in extremely high heels, hold on to that railing. Now let's go into the guide of what heels to get. Now, if you're a beginner to the heel game, you want to slowly build up your confidence of wearing heels, and I've got what I call the lower to wider rule, and I suggest you start off with this. What do I mean? It's a lower height heel and a wider heel. Now, this can be anything from wedges, platforms, or block heel, because these are a lot more, well, generally a lot more easier to walk in because they provide that extra support for you, and it also is a lot more comfortable than your general stiletto heels. You can also try straps on your heels as well. You've got that extra security as the strap goes round your ankle, preventing your foot from coming out of the heel. This is a classic block heel, so like you can see, it's wider, extra comfort, extra security. And then here is a classic wedge as well, and this is the best thing to start off with when you're walking or you're practicing walking in heels. And a platform heel comes with a lot more depth at the toe box area, so all of these shoes, practice walking in them before you actually move on to your thinner and longer or higher heel. And just as an additional tip, before you actually wear your shoes, you might want to scuff the bottom of your shoe if you want to. This just gives you extra grip. A lot of people don't like this, especially if you're investing in shoes like designer shoes and stuff like that. But if you don't mind, or you're purchasing like a lower price point shoe, then just scratch the bottom of the heel a bit, and yeah, you know, get your walking on. Now, comfort. Now, a lot of people swear by buying a shoe size bigger than your actual shoe size so that you're a lot more comfortable in that heel. And I used to do this, but I stopped because I didn't feel that the ill-fitting shoes complemented my outfit and it just didn't look right for me. So I've stopped doing that and I just buy my size now. So it's up to you. If you don't mind having that little bit of gap at the back of your shoe, then go for this by all means. But if, like me, you begin to realize that, you know what, I don't actually like how my foot looks in this, Then there's other methods like stretching out the shoe, or a lot of people call it breaking in. A classic example is a method that I actually use is folding like a thick pair of ankle socks. You fold it over like twice, and then you wear it in the toe box area of the shoe before you actually walk out in the shoe. You don't want to wear it in the heel section of the shoe because you don't want to stretch out the whole shoe. It's just the toe box area, which seems to be like the cutting. Let me give you an example. So for instance, I've got this shoe here. So if I was doing that method, I would only wear the thick ankle sock here and not the whole shoe. And I'll walk around with this for a couple of hours or day after day around the house, just practicing. And before you know it, your foot would have broken into this. But this is not necessarily needed if you can bear the pain for, let's say, wearing that shoe once or twice. Your foot will eventually break into it. This is just a method that speeds up that process. Now, many people also use heat methods to stretch out their shoes. I personally have never done this, and I don't think I ever will, because if I'm investing quite a lot in my shoes, I don't consider putting it in the oven wise. Like, I just won't do it. And some people use blow dryers, all of that. So you could probably do this with cheaper shoes, but if you've got expensive high-end or designer shoes, then you want to reconsider that. Now, if for you comfort is your #1 priority when it comes to heels, then you want to consider buying a curved heel when you're purchasing your shoes. What do I mean by that? Going back to this shoe again, if you look at the heel closely, you can see that it curves in. Now, the more a heel curves in, the more comfort you're going to get when you're wearing that heel, as opposed to a heel that is straight, aligned back with the back of the heel. You want to try and invest in a heel that curves in like this. This, I have to say, is one of my most comfortable heels. It's an old shoe, but I go back to it time and time again because it's so comfortable. I can be on this for hours, on my foot for hours, without feeling any pain. And it's all down to the shape of the heel, because it takes the pressure off the ball. So get a curved heel if you're more into comfort as opposed to the aesthetics of heels and all of that. And riding on this, if you're not too fussed with the texture, the material of your shoe, consider going with things like suede over stuff like patent leather, because patent leather is a lot more difficult to break into than things like suede. Suede will easily blend and mold to your shoe a lot quicker than leather or patent leather. So that's just a consideration. If you're putting comfort over the looks, consider buying stuff like suede. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something from it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know below. And if you've got any other suggestions and comments, write them below for everyone else in the community. I'm going to leave it there for now. And remember, it's one step at a time to becoming confident. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.